This segment of DelmarvaLife is sponsored by TidalHealth.
A little ache here, a little pain there. It's all part of life, especially as we age.
However, persistent joint pain, swelling, or unexplained fatigue, well, that's something you should not ignore. That's when it might be time to make an appointment with a rheumatologist. With us this afternoon, Mr. Robert Kimmelheim, who's a doctor of osteopathic medicine with TidalHealth Rheumatology. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We got a whole bunch of questions here we want to ask you. Tell us first about you. Tell us about your background.
Well, I've been doing this for about 30 years or more, a little longer. And about 3 years ago, I woke up one day and I said, I think I'm finally beginning to get it. That's very common in rheumatology. It's a specialty that is forever changing. I love it, and I'll do it until I stop loving it. I believe that the consummate rheumatologist was Columbo. Remember Columbo? Yeah, he was always going, oh, what could it be? What do you think it is? And very frequently, that's what we're asked to do. So I've been doing this a while. I grew up in the Philadelphia area. I went to school in Philadelphia. I did my fellowship in Philadelphia, but in between medical school and that, I was in the Navy for several years. And I was in Desert Storm, I was at the Navy War College, I was on an aircraft carrier. I had a ball. I loved it. And then I came back, and I was in private practice for 25 plus years in the area, then moved to Texas. And then we had this thing in Texas, I don't know if you had it here, called COVID.
COVID?
You heard about COVID?
Yeah, I heard about that.
And I thought after a bit I should come back where my family was, because you know, and when you're in the Navy, you go to general quarters and you don't know what's going to happen. Then went back to Texas, where I've been, in a combined group with dermatology, which is a very common collaboration. And then I was offered this opportunity to do something I've wanted to do my whole life.
Okay. Well, thank you for your service, first of
Thank you,
all.
sure.
Second of all, tell us about some of the conditions that you treat as a rheumatologist.
So when you come in my door, I'll say, how can I help you? What can I do for you? And people start with, I said, don't tell me what you have, don't tell me what you have. Because the story is so important. So I could see things of mechanical joint disorders, such as knee arthritis, or shoulder pain, or thumb pain, or I can see someone that comes in with multi-organ system complaints. What are those? Like skin, lung, kidney, and yes, joint. We'll see that in something such as systemic lupus erythematosus, lupus, scleroderma, rheumatoid arthritis, to name a few. We see medication-related problems. I went a whole week once with a resident who said, you know, I don't think we saw anybody with joint pain all week.
Wow.
Because they could come in with a skin rash, with inflammation in the eyes, and their multi-organ involvement. That's what we do.
Okay.
So you do so much. What kind of treatment options are there that you offer?
Can you ask me a better question? Yeah. For osteoarthritis, which is by far and away the most common form of arthritis, it only affects your knee, or it only, my gosh, that's the one that gets joint replacements. And that's the end game, and that's when we failed, and oft times, and we're behind the 8 ball with osteoarthritis. We need to catch it earlier, and we're just beginning to learn more about it. So that's the mechanical side. The other disorders, we're getting better. Rheumatoid arthritis, we can stop. You don't come into a rheumatologist's office much these days where you see people who've had prolonged damage or any damage to the joints anymore. We're pretty good, or we should be pretty good, all right? And we should be. And yet we have lupus patients that can have lots of problems, especially young lupus patients. Lupus in pregnancy is a problem.
Wow.
And kidney problems. So lupus to me is all about the kidneys, and other diseases are all about other organs, and that's what we worry about, them advancing to organ failure.
We're out of time, but I wanted to ask you real quick, what kind of changes in the lives of your patients have you seen?
Oh, quality of life. Absolutely, quality of life. They step up. I know when they're doing well when they call and go, oh my God, I forgot my appointment. I can't believe it, when I used to be the center of their life.
Right.
Oh,
That's
a good day.
Yes.
Dr. Kimmelheim from TidalHealth Rheumatology, thank you so much for stopping by and seeing us today.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.